All right, so we're continuing on. We've got our form built out to the decent degree. I'd like to kind of soup things up a bit and get our step paginations in play, as well as remove this header from our view. We'll bring back the logo at least to kind of give you an insight of where you're at though. So let's first tackle the Rails specific stuff. So I think it's going to be on the application.html layouts. And right here, we can conditionally render this header. And I've also often done this on like device-based controllers, just because when I want you to log in, I want you to only log in and go nowhere else. But for now, I think I'll just basically say current page. This is a nice little helper for Rails, and you could pass in the URL directly. So I'll just say the new job URL, and what that's going to do is basically, as we visit this page based on the URL structure, this should. We need to do the inverse, so unless, and then it won't actually display, which is kind of what we want. So that's pretty sweet. Now, to get the logo back into play, we still need to display it in our Vue app. So I'm trying to think how I could do that. And it might be within the view itself instead of within the, yeah, we could just add it to the top here, I think, and be on our way. So maybe I'll do it within the Vue app. So our actual app is all within the context of the job form at this point, and we have everything we need here, but we can add again more. I'm trying to think where I should add this stupid logo. Maybe it will be best within the new, because I want it to be global anyway, so maybe I'll just add it to the top. It's going to be position center anyway, so we'll just say let's go to header and paste it there. We want it to be center. I don't know if just text center will work. That'd be cool. No, it won't. So let's do flex. There we go. We'll add some padding. I might make it bigger in this context. So there's a lot of margin on the actual form, so I might tweak that a touch. I think I'm just making the actual, yeah, that's not right. Just making the diamond bit or Ruby bit bigger. So let's make this text large. There we go. Something like that. Okay. And then let's go back to the Vue app. So I think it's job form. And instead of PY16, we'll do PT maybe 8, PV16. There we go. Something like that. Maybe back to our logo. Come off the top a little bit more. It's kind of wonky. Okay, so that solves that issue for now. Mobile, it might look stupid, but we'll get back to it. What was the next thing? I wanted to add the step progress indication. So right now our field looks like so. In this context of everything, I'll probably add a new component that's just called step pagination. And this will just basically monitor the step along the way. And we already have this step in our app basically defined right here from our root. I might change how this structure is set up. Right now we're just like dealing with the Vue app as its own source of truth, like in the source folder here, or where are we at? Packs in the store. Yeah, I might do a little something different coming up where we observe things and there's like a new version of this basically. So I'll get that in a second. Don't worry about it right now. But what I want to do is import that step pagination component. We still need to create it. So let's add that as a component, step pagination.view. Here I'll just add our basic snippet for now. And this essentially is going to just be a container that has some styles and text displaying a certain thing once you're in a certain step. So let's get some basic styles for now. So max width 4XL, MX auto, PT3. Okay, the main gist is it's going to be like job details is step 1. So we'll do it real quick. So step 1, it's going to look stupid first, but it's okay. So we'll need 3 of these. Actually, let's just make this preview. And that gives us nothing so far. Let's grab that and import it. I'm going to use kebab case as well. Okay, so that gives us that. It might be beneficial to like make a margin bottom 4, kind of give it some offset to the actual form. Nice. And the actual form I think would look cool if it didn't have the rounding on the top. So now they kind of meet, and I might make it large. So this one will have large too. Cool. So we've got the basis here. We want to use some grid. Let's do like 12 there, and I think I can do like something like that. Whoops. So each grid item is going to have a call span of 4 since it's 12. So large call span 4. Let's duplicate that down. It at least gets them in their frame of view. Why is it not, or is it? There we go. Okay. So each P tag is going to be like a smaller version, just to say PX2, PB2, border bottom. This is actually on the div I want. Give it like a huge border to indicate. It's going to be transparent by default, but we're going to add binded classes based on the steps. So we'll just say like class equals, and we'll add our whatever we want to add here. So like see border red 500 just to do our thing, and then we could just say if step equals to 1, and this should be a colon. So that gives us the step, which hopefully displays here. Maybe no. Oh, I need to pass in the prop. So props step type is number. Required for this will be true to require. So that should actually do it. There we go. So that's the active step. If we go to 2, nothing will happen because we don't have that set up yet, but that would actually dictate this. So we can go do that now. to kind of copy these down to each block. Just kind of do that. Looks kind of gross. But now I just need to say 2 here and then 3 here. So if I go to step 2, you'll see it's moving. And we could probably do like some cool transition stuff with that, but we'll save that for later. Okay, let's style the p tags. I might do these all at once. Each will have like really small text, so extra small, text gray, 600 uppercase. Make them like I call them eyebrows. It's kind of the thing above the main thing. And the headings will be pretty bold, so class text small, font black, text, we'll just say large, text XL. There we go. Right on. I think I might make the next button red after all. I hate red for action items because usually means like delete or something. But man, red and Rails just coincide, don't they? In Ruby. So I'll go back to that form, and I think I'm going to go into the info steps real quick. Wherever they are, there it is. And just add this to each one. So on the buttons, we'll do that. I'm going to go into each one real quick and do that. So button, preview, okay, so continue, back, next, back, right on. So that was pretty freaking simple, and that's pleasing because sometimes with Vue.js it takes quite a while to wrap your head around certain things and criteria. We could go way more in depth with how this looks and how it might react. Kind of carrying on to what we did on the front end. See the thicker borders. I'm trying to remember what I actually added there. Border gray 400. I actually might go kind of wild and make those like black. Like they're really intense, you know? Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Almost like it's like this, like I was doing that here, so it might make sense. In fact, I should update that there too, like so on the show page. Oops. Show, or not this. We'll do that on the sidebar before I forget. So, yeah, cool. And let's do the same in the Vue apps. So we'll go back to jobs, new. Let's make these containers have that. So the main one, let's make it a 2-pixel border, and the same on the pagination. You know, like pretty bold, pretty wild. Yeah, it's pretty wild actually. Could the red accent be like overlaid? I'm trying to think if that could come down some. If I do margin maybe on these, I don't know what that does. Does that do? That doesn't do anything. Perhaps this is not separate from that form. Let's try that. So if we can kind of fake it. Don't put margin there. We just say border to top, border to right, border to left. That's wrong. Can you do that? Border left 2. I think I had it backwards. So that works. And then if the top of the actual form looks a little different, kind of does what I'm after. These feel like they're floating now. Maybe the background of those should be slightly gray. And instead of red, we could say BG white. Okay, so that's not right. Let's put the padding on the thingamajigs instead of the main container. Okay, so padding. Why won't that work? Padding top. Oh. I don't know if I even need that as it is. Okay, so then if we do border top left round, or wait, rounded top left large. So if you see the border right there is sticking a little bit, I want it to round with that. Looks okay. Maybe I'll add a slight border to the right of this once it's active. So border right, border gray 3 or 200. Ooh, what happened here? Oh, they're the same. Can't do that. Okay. The shadow? How's shadow look? It looks okay. Slight shadow there. I don't know how much I like this or not, but I might keep it for now. More padding. So these don't, like, clicking these doesn't get you anywhere. I'm just kind of demonstrating the steps. So yeah, that looks okay. I don't know. I'll add the shadow and stuff to the other ones. The middle one, we won't need the rounded bit. So I'll compensate there just to remove it. And the last one, we'll just need to tweak which corner gets rounded. So this can get removed on this one. We'll save that down. And then this one, top right instead. And as we sift through, should see that happen. Cool. Let's adjust that padding on the main form a little bit. Let's do padding top will be what, like 6 or something? I don't know. Something like that. I might give this a crazy shadow now too. So like, I don't know. if that looks like very good or not. Excel, little team. Sweet. Decent. I don't know if it's, working for me or not. Maybe I'll make, instead of just that border, I'll make the text red too. So we could just say active step. Let's make a method. We'll need to pass through the step. And then just say, actually, step number, let's say. So if, what am I trying to do here? So I got these classes. I want to return them if the step number equals that. I don't really need to do this. It's kind of gross in the code, but it looks fine to me. So class here would be basically like that. We'll do the same with this one, only step 2. And finally this one on step 3. Now I have to decide if I like that. I do not like that. So let's undo everything we just did and call it good. So by default, our store is telling us when you reload this page, it's going to start on 1 every time. If we get to the preview view, I might like to update that to 2 just so we see it every time we reload. Cool, this is looking good. I think not great, but good enough. Coming up, I think I'll stop this one kind of short. Coming up, I think I'm going to start reestablishing our store for the Vue app and getting our initial data from the Rails app itself. So that way we can get like at least the concept of the, I don't know that we need to pull in job details. We need to post job details at some point though. So we'll have to do that and figure that out. But we'll start maybe working on the preview view and then the purchase view too. So coming up quite a bit to do, but we're getting there. So on top of that, we've got our main job board, I guess, functioning. The hardest part will probably be just making sure payments and everything work right out of the gates. I haven't decided if posting a job on the site is going to be like a recurring fashion. That seems to be the trend on most job sites. So you post it for what seems like a flat fee, but it reposts later if the subscription hasn't been canceled. I might reach for Stripe's new drop-in UI for some of this stuff if it's easy enough. I don't know how I'm going to do it, to be honest, but we'll see. Their new payment intents API and stuff is confusing as all hell, so we'll see how that goes. But aside from that, we've got a lot to do on the user front. So design, of course, is still to be determined. This is very, very red, so I don't know if I like it that much. But yes, more to do. We still have the whole developer side of it, app to find too, so, and the community. So I haven't forgot about those. Appreciate you following along for now. I will see you in the very next part. Hello Rails is my new course on Ruby on Rails. I'll teach you Ruby on Rails from the ground up. Visit hellorails.io for more information.